Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another Clainel Masterclass. We're going to have fun today, of course, and we're going to explore some certain things, understanding how you can avoid crypto scams. Because for many of us, we're actually looking to get into the space, into either as forex analyst, as sport analyst, whatever the case may be, right? We're trying to generate a passive stream of income. We're trying to have an understanding of how we can get started in digital assets. But in this space, something I know and something that you know as well, something that we've probably also come across several times, something that we've seen several times, is the fact that there's so many scams in this space. Okay, there's so many scams. There's so many people looking to take advantage of others, and that's what we're going to explore today. And we're going to take a look at how you can get past all of that, and of course, get started. I'm Isisa Gulaho, and I'm going to be your host for today. I'm going to pull up my screen in the next 1 hour. We're going to be done. Okay, so just give me 1 hour of your time. So we explore all of those different areas and how you can get started, right? How you can also avoid crypto scams. So how to stay safe in the blockchain space, avoiding crypto scams. Well, first and first, about Clainel. What is Clainel? Who are we? Clainel is a network company that's dedicated to ensuring that you understand crypto, that you understand Forex the right way, that you are able to generate a passive stream of income using digital assets, that since you are looking to get into the space, that you're getting into the space the right way. That is the reason why we are here. We're here to guide you on Forex, on crypto, so you are able to achieve your goals. So you are not in a situation where you think it's a get rich quick scheme and then you go ahead to invest and you lose all your money, because that will be very, very bad, right? That's what we're here to do. That's how what we're here to do. That's what Clainel is about. But moving into it, there's no time to waste. I'm pretty sure that we've come across this several times. Maybe we've heard about this before, where someone tells you or you see an ad, or maybe you're on one of all of these Telegram channels where you get where you get it's like, okay, this is the coin, this a coin that's going to increase by 200% or 1,000%. Just buy the coin right now. Buy it right now. It's going to pump. It's going to pump. And once you buy it, you're going to be a millionaire. So this coin just put in about $2,000. Just put in about $2,000. Just purchase this coin and then just be watching. It's going to pump and you're going to make 200%. You'll be a millionaire. But yeah, things like that, like this, we see things like this. Okay, we hear things like that. We see things like this. Stay with me. Okay, it's going to be an amazing ride. So, what do we see? We see people say things like, "Oh, buy this coin and it's gonna rise by 200%. Buy this coin and it's going to rise by 200%." You see things like that, and on different group chat, different ads, and just many people go ahead to buy. They go ahead to buy and they end up losing a lot of money. Now, we're going to explore, is it possible for a coin today to rise to 200% tomorrow? Is it possible? Yes. But we're going to explore all of these things for you to be able to identify the ones that are scams and the ones that are not. Because again, that's why Clainel is here. We're here to guide you to ensure that your journey towards digital assets, either you want to be a sport analyst or a crypto analyst, that you are on the right path and that you are able to achieve your goals. So, the first thing that we're going to look at, or rather, the second thing that we're going to take a look at is the fact that we have to have a basis of understanding. We have to know that getting into crypto, investing in cryptocurrency, it is an investment. It's not a get rich quick scheme. This is what I mean. Many people that are looking to get into the space believe that, oh, once I get into the space, once I just buy this coin tomorrow, give me 1 week, I'm going to be a millionaire. That's not how it works. Now, don't get me wrong. Are there people that might fall under that category that maybe in 1 day, in 2 days, they become millionaires? Yeah, there are people like that. But it's just 0.00000, adding two more zeros, 1% of the entire populace. That means that it's much more likely that if you're going that route, you're going to end up being liquidated than you actually making money. So that's the first thing you have to understand. If you had an idea in your mind before that, oh, crypto is going to make me rich in 2 weeks, crypto can make you rich. Trust me. I know that's for a fact. Okay. But then you're like, oh, crypto is going to make me rich in 2 days. I'm just going to go. And that's the reason why you want to get into the space. Then that's a flawed thinking. So the first thing you have to do, get it out from your head. Okay. Get it out from your head. If that's all you're thinking, that you're just going to get into the space, 2 days later, you're a billionaire, get it out from your head. Okay, get it out from your head. If you, I was gonna say, repeat after me, get it out from your head, but I can see, I know everyone is muted, so we don't have a workers. Okay, but you can also send that to the chat box. So crypto is an investment, and just like every investment, there's usually a wait time. Okay, and just like every investment, there's an amount of, there are three types of investments. You have the conservative, the moderate, and the aggressive. But we're going to explore all of this later on. Just stay with me. Okay, we're going to explore this. But first and first, know that it is an investment, so you have to know how to go about it. You have to, it's not a get rich quick scheme. Very, very important. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not a place where you put in 100 million and you're expecting 100% return on investment in 1 month. Okay, that's why people are scammed. But moving on, we're going to explore common crypto scams, so that when you are into the space, you can notice this kind of patterns, you know to avoid them. And the first thing that we're going to take a look at is rug pulls. What are rug pulls? Rug pulls are when developers hype up a particular token, attract investment, and then disappear with the funds. Let me explain. Rug pulls is like, like, I think we could call it a false coin. Okay, so I go ahead and develop a token, and I'm like, oh, this is the next big thing. Right now, all you just need to do is just buy this coin, and it's gonna be the next big thing. It's gonna be second after Bitcoin, or it is gonna overturn Bitcoin. You get things like that, like, oh, this is the new Bitcoin. Okay, and then you go ahead to invest. You go ahead to purchase. You put your money in there, and as soon as you put your money in there, you hear nothing about the coin anymore. You hear nothing about the developer, that's the people that were behind the coins. You hear nothing about that, and then that's how you lose your capital. Okay, that's how you lose your capital. So that's rug pulls, and we're going to explore do a deep dive into this. Okay, but just stay with me. That's rug pulls, and then next thing we have, it's your Ponzi and pyramid schemes. I'm sure everyone got to hear, but there's several Ponzi and pyramid schemes. You had the MMM some couple of years back. A couple of months ago, you also had held of CBEX. I believe everyone on the call had CBEX. Okay, so CBEX, and it has been so shown, even with the Securities and Exchange Commission, that's the SEC, has also come in and say, oh yeah, these guys are not legit. And what was CBEX offering? This was what they were offering. Let's try that. All you need to do, if you can come in and invest. So if you have, apparently, okay, we're gonna have look at the full breakdown. So the breakdown was that there's actually this AI bot. Okay, there's this bot that will trade for you, and then when it trades for you, you're going to get 100%. I think it was 30% or 100%. Okay, I think it was 30. You're gonna get 30% return. I think it was 100%, but I'm gonna work with 30. Okay, that you're gonna get 30% return on investment in 1 month with no risks. So you're going to have your capital, because that's what they said. They said no risks. That the way the bot is going to trade is going to keep your capital and only use like 1% of the money to trade. Okay, so that was the story. So what they were saying is that you're going to have your capital, and they're going to get the interest of the return on investment on that capital. That's what they were saying. A quick recap. What was CBEX about? That there's this trading platform, quote, it wasn't trading. We're going to explore what trading actually is. That was not trading, but rather that there's this trading platform, and that all you needed to do, there's this bot that will trade for you, and that you just put in your money. The bot would only use 1% of your money to trade, so you have your capital, and then you're going to get a short 30% returns at the end of the month. So you get your capital, and then you have 30% of your capital on it. That's a scam. That's a Ponzi scheme. There's no investment that can guarantee that you will get 30% returns in 1 month without risks. There's none. There is none. The average, when you're looking at investment that will give you a certain amount of returns without risks, the maximum is usually 20% in 1 year. So if a business comes over and says, oh, this is once you go ahead to invest, you're gonna get a lot of money, and you're gonna get make 50%, 60%. It's fishy. Now, it does not necessarily mean it's a scam, but it's very fishy. Now, if they say you can get 50%, 60% without any risks, now you should actually take a double look at that. So the average is usually around 20%. Most legit businesses and conservative investments will give you 20% returns on your investment in a year. That means that in 1 year, if you go ahead to invest 100,000, you're going to get 320,000 naira back in 1 year, not in 1 month. In 1 year. So anyone that tells you get 20% in a month, every month, that you're getting 30%, you're getting 30% returns every month, then there's something fishy. There is something fishy, and that's what savings is offering. Okay. Am I talking about savings? No, I'm talking about investments. For savings, when you save, there are different kinds of savings. There's a saving that when you save in the bank, you usually get around 3 to 4% per annum. But then there's some special savings accounts, such as the high yield interest savings accounts, that you could get as much as 8%, 10% in a year. So that means if you invest 100,000, or you put in 100,000 in that particular special account, in 1 year you're going to get 108,000 back. So 8,000 will be your return on investment. There's no business that you put in 100,000. Listen, if you don't get anything from this session, get this. If anyone tells you, come and invest in these, you're going to get 50% in 1 month, run. If anyone tells you that you're going to get 50% in 1 year, run, especially when they say without risks. Is it possible for you to invest in a business that you can get 50% in 1 year? Yes, it is possible. But just as much as it is possible for you to get 50% in 1 year, it's also equally possible for you to lose your money. It's stuff that can give you maximum returns. There's also maximum risks involved. There's nothing like, 50% in 1 year and you're not going to lose your money. Run. Okay, I said run. Again, conservative investments are talking about investment that you can go into, and that the chance of you losing your money is next to zero. Okay, so it's very, very rare that you're going to lose your money. But the returns that you're going to get, it's usually also small. An example of conservative investments are your mutual funds. And I love using mutual funds as an example. There are a lot, really. But I love using mutual funds as an example because that's something that everyone can take a look at and get into, right? So for mutual funds will give you 20% in 1 year. So, and there are different brokers that you can go ahead to invest in, right? From your Afro Invest to, there's so many brokers. So you can go ahead to invest in mutual funds. You buy mutual funds. So you are buying it. You buy mutual funds, and then in 1 year you get 20% on your returns. And the chance of you losing your money is very, very low. You're almost guaranteed that you're not going to lose anymore. Exactly, Favor, Afro Invest, and up to exactly the same. Favor understands investment. Okay, and as explained, yes, Afro Invest. There's still a couple of orders. There are a couple of orders that you can look at. You have treasury bills, you have investment paper that you can also go into. There are so many. Okay, there are so many. Those are conservative investment. The returns, the bonds, yeah. So the returns are low. When I say low, it's usually between 15 to 20%. I think the max I've seen for conservative investment was 22%. 22. That's the max I've ever seen. I've never seen anyone that was like 25%. That was conservative. Conservative, again, what does it mean? That the chance of you losing your money is very low. Once it's now getting to 30%, 40%, 50%, now there's now an amount of risks involved. So while you are waiting for your money, you could also lose money. That's just it. So for Ponzi and pyramid schemes, always take a look at those things. When you get someone telling you that this is the case, that, you can go ahead to invest, you get 100% and there's no risks, that's a Ponzi scheme. And what's a Ponzi scheme? Ponzi scheme means that if you come ahead and you invest, you go ahead, you invest in, let's say today I invest, and I invest today, and tomorrow Nelson invest, then I would use my money to pay Nelson, and then when Ayo invest, I'll collect Nelson's money and pay Ayo, and then when Ogenefe invest, I'll collect Ayo's money and pay Ogenefe. So I'll be, just moving it from one person to the other. And who suffers in the Ponzi scheme? The person that suffers in the Ponzi scheme, they are the late investors. That's the reason why Ponzi scheme. That's the reason why many people fall into Ponzi schemes, and we don't judge, right? We understand that situations, right? But many people fall into Ponzi schemes, and why? Because of the fact that they know someone that got paid. Because the thing about Ponzi's is that they're paid; they're going to pay, but there's going to be a time where they will no longer pay. So because they pay at first, it would seem, oh, it's good, it's legit. When you're even telling people that, oh, this is a Ponzi scheme, they'll be like, oh no, you don't want me to progress, you don't want me to progress. It paid my friend, it paid my sister, you don't want to, all those kind of stuff. But it's a Ponzi scheme. Because once I pay favor, I pay Nelson, a favor comes in, I use favor's money to pay Paul, I use Paul's money to pay Ayo, I just rotate and rotate and rotate and rotate. Then when I'm not bringing in more investors, people are not coming in, more people are not coming in, and it's not getting to the point where I'm no longer able to pay everyone, then what will I do? I'll collect the money and then I'll disappear. Just like CBEX did, where they transferred everyone's money into, I think it was the Ethereum or something, if I'm not mistaken. And so Ponzi schemes run away from them. They are very, very prevalent in the tech space, right? Looking at Forex, for instance, looking at the CBEX, they mention that the bot will be trading for you, So for some people, they'll feel like, oh, I'm actually a trader because I'm with CBEX. I'm actually a Forex trader. That's not what trading is. Trading is more than that, and that's why we are here to actually teach you what trading is and how you can get started and help you achieve your goals. But looking at other kinds of scams, we have the phishing attacks. And what are phishing attacks? Phishing attacks are when you receive an email is sent to you, a website, social media, and they're telling you that, oh, you just won $1 million. You see that a lot. Okay, you say that a lot. You just won $1 million. You won $100. You won $1 million. Or you say an email will be sent to you telling you that, okay, you just won $1 million. To claim, click on this and insert your details. That's phishing attacks. Because once they send, if you take a look at those platforms, those messages that you receive from time to time telling you won 100,000, it's usually attached. There are two things. Either there's a link attached. Okay, your link attached that you click on, and as soon as you click on that link, it's going to collect some of your information. For some complex phishing attacks, it's going to log into your PC, collect the information without even you providing it. While for some basic ones, you're going to have to see, like, provide your details when they ask, or send your account number and all of those things. But for some, as soon as you click on that link, that's the end. It's over. Okay, so you want to ensure that when you see things like, oh, you just won 100,000. Why did you win the 100,000 from? Did you invest in something, or you just expect money to fall from heaven? If that was the way it was, I don't think there's going to be any problem in this world. But that is not the case. So please, when you see things like you just won 5 million naira, you just won $1 million, run. Delete the message instantly. As soon as you see it, just delete. Don't click on it. Sometimes they'll tell you call so and so to claim your prize. Don't call anyone. Just delete. Okay, delete. That is the situation. So phishing attacks, that's how it works, and we also have them in the digital space as well. And then you have the imposter customer support. What those guys try to do is that they claim, for example, for those of us on the call right now, I'm sure that we are all in the Clainel community. Please note, if you are ever reached out to, someone calls you and tells you that, oh, I'm from Clainel, before you respond to that person, or before you provide any details to that person, ensure you confirm if that person is actually located, if that person is actually in the Clainel's group chat as an admin. Okay, as an admin. Always confirm, or you can ask some questions to from the person to really confirm that this person is from Clainel, because we are having some situations where someone will reach out and say, oh, I'm from Clainel, or there's this new crypto you just need to do. Please check. Okay, check. Now that's an example of imposter customer support, where people reach out to you claiming that, oh, I'm from this organization, when they're not from that organization, and they tell you things like, oh, if you want to do, just give me your seed phrase, or give me your login details. Please run. We're not from Clainel, and Clainel would never ask you for your seed phrase. Okay, we would not ask you for your seed phrase. For those of us that don't know about seed phrases, don't worry. Once you are part of our program, either the sports analyst program or the forex analyst program, they explain all of those things to you. Okay, so imposter customer support, always confirm when someone reaches out to you claiming to be from somewhere. Always confirm before you go ahead to even have a conversation with them. and your personal credentials don't release to anyone, even if they're actually from a company, right? Don't release your details to anyone. Details like your login details, your account number, your PIN, those kind of stuff. Don't release them, okay? And then you have fake airdrops and giveaways. These are very prevalent. For those of us in Telegram channels, I always use Telegram channels. Now, don't quote me. I'm not saying all Telegram channels in are bad, right? All crypto or forex Telegram channels are bad. That's not what I'm saying. But there are lots of them that are bad, that are actually just trying to scam individuals. What you see is that there's so many airdrops giveaway. Today there's a giveaway. This coin is going to give you a giveaway of 5 coins if you are able to complete all of these tasks. Now, note, they are actually legit ones. Okay, they are legit coins, legit organizations that will actually give you these things if you complete certain tasks. But be very watchful. Be very watchful. Do your research before you go ahead clicking on anything and trying to participate in any competition that would say, I'm going to give you 2 BTC. I'll give you 2 Bitcoin if you're able to complete this. Be very, very wary, okay? Especially for giveaways. Trust me. If I send a message right now to the group chat and I say, I'm giving every single person $100 that comments today. Okay, I'm giving let's say on the Clainel community, I send a message and I say, I'm giving every single person that gives me a thumbs up $100. Trust me, more than 50% of that community is going to give me a thumbs up. And right now, you'd have situations where you send a message, no response, right? But once I mention giveaway, you'd start wondering, why are people answering this from? Right? That's the situation. So you want to be very, very, very careful. You want to be careful, especially in the crypto space. There are lots of giveaways. People telling you they're going to give you this coin, or there's this organization, just do this, and they'll give you 2,000 coins. You be very, very careful, okay? And lastly, the last thing we're going to explore is your honey pots. What are honey pots? Honey pots are coins that you buy and can't sell. Simple. You buy the coins and that's the end. You can't sell it. That's money gone. That's money wasted. The money has gone down the drain. The money has gone down the drain. So you have to also ensure there are different tools that you can work with. Oh, you're faithful. So Favor has also experienced this. Okay, I'm so sorry about that, Favor, but that's why we're planning is here, right? To guide you. So for things like Honeypot, there are different tools that you can use to detect if this coin is actually legit or not. An example is your deck screener. You can use a deck screener to screen some of these coins to know, okay, is this actually a legit coin? What's happening? Do your research. Use tools like CoinMarketCap to take a look at what the news is saying and understanding. Okay, are these people really legit or not? Don't just go and start buying coins. That's why I said, remember at the start of the session, there's something we saw. And what was that? People always saying, buy this coin is going to increase by 200% and become a millionaire. When that is not the case most times. Some of them are Ponzi schemes. Some of them are honeypots. Some of them are meme coins. What are meme coins? Meme coins are just like the meme coins, joke coins. Okay, joke coins. Can you make a lot of money from meme coins? Yes. Can you lose a lot of money from meme coins? Yes. Meme coins are coins that, let's say I decide to create a coin today, and I call the coin get rich coin. Call the coin get rich coin, or I call the coin dollar coin. And then I launch the coin. As soon as I launch the coin, because I was the one that created it, I launch to the market and I retain, let's say, like 60% of that coin. So 60% of the total volume remains with me. So 60% of the total volume is with me. Okay, and then what happens is that the other 40%, we have people from the general public buying this coin. So, oh, you saw the coin, you're like, oh, this coin has really good background. I believe it's going to do well, and you go and buy. You buy the coin. So as soon as you buy the coin, as you are buying, what's going to happen? As more people are buying the coin value will be increasing. Because when you have increase in demand, you have what? Increase in price. It's basic economics. You have increase in demand, increase in price. So the more people are demanding the coin, buying the coin, what you have, the price of the coin will be increasing. Now, remember, I'm the one that created the coin, and because I have 60% of the coin currently available with me, once I notice that the coin has hit a certain point, in terms of the value, then what will I do? I will sell my 60%. I will I will flood. It's called flooding. I will flood the market with that meme coin. And so as I flood the market with that meme coin, myself, I've made profits because I sold the coin at a higher rate. But because the market has now been flooded, that means there's so many coins available in the market. What you now have is that you have the price of that coin reduced, because when you have too much in a market, and when you have too much in the market and the demand is not meeting the supply, you're going to have a reduction in cost. So that reduction in cost, everyone that bought that coin at a higher price is going to lose money, and that'll be the end of it. That will be the end of that coin. That's a meme coin. So there are people that make money from meme coin, like lots of money. But for you to be able to do that, you have to be very, very smart. There's a high risk involved. And when I say high risk, think about risks. Think about the highest you can ever go. Yes, that kind of risk. Because there could be a situation where as soon as you buy, the next second, everything is down. It happens like this. It doesn't take like 5 hours. It just, once it goes down, once the value goes down, it's just like that. And there's nothing you can do about it. And that's the end. So you need to be very, very watchful. You need to be very, very watchful. Okay? So, exactly, favor. When you're looking to invest in long-term coins, when you're looking to invest in long-term coins, you don't go with meme coins. You look at coins that have a good project. Of course, Bitcoin is a very popular one. You look at Ethereum is a popular one. We also had Magpie that increased by how many percent in 2 years. So all of those coins, Solana, those are the things that you look at investing in the long term. Meme coins is not, maybe you want to make a quick buck, quick profit, just want like easy money right now, then you look at meme coins. But again, it is very, very, very risky. It is risky, very, very risky. That's something for you to note. In case if you ever decide, okay, I'm going to buy meme coins, it is very, very risky. Moving on to the next thing is that there are certain things that you have to do. So now that we've explored now that we've explored the various crypto scams, so what do you need to do before you actually invest? What do you need to do to avoid the scams? The very first thing is that you have to verify before you trust. Don't just go ahead and trust. Someone says, oh, there's this new coin, trust the project. Trust the project. That's the stuff. Trust the project. You need to ensure that you do your analysis. That's why you have your technical analysis, your fundamental analysis. Do your research. Take a look at the market. What are people saying? Does this stuff actually have any base before you go ahead to invest? And then you want to ensure that you beware of what unrealistic promises. Anyone that tells you, okay, this coin is going to increase by 1,000% tomorrow, be very, very careful. Are there coins that can increase at that rate? Yes. But most times when they increase at that rate, the next minute is going to fall. And even if it doesn't, you want to be very, very careful. Because like I said, crypto forex, it is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is not putting money today, tomorrow you're the next Elon Musk, or tomorrow you're the next Jeff Bezos, or tomorrow you're the next Dangote. You can't become the next Dangote, but it's going to take time. It is going to take time. And then you have the protect your wallet and private keys. Please don't share your login details with anyone. Don't share your seed phrase with anyone. Always keep it safe. Keep it safe. It's also, you are also advised most of the time that your seed phrase should be kept in hard copy, and not soft copy. And what's hard copy? Your book, your diary, your journal. Instead of typing it on your PC, right? Instead of storing it in the cloud, because clouds can be hacked. So just to prevent that, you always want to see how you can save in your hard copy. Maybe you want to have your own personal drive where you have your details. You just plug it, you take something like that also works. But you want to be very, very, very careful. You want to protect your private keys. Protect it very, very well. Protect it. And then you have what? Stay educated and updated. Very, very important. Stay educated and updated. Know what's happening. You have to know how to work with tools such as your CoinDex, your CoinTelegraph, your Mercury. You have to know how to work with tools such as your CoinMarketCap. All of those tools are tools that would help you stay updated with what's happening, current news, so you don't get scammed. Double check transactions before you carry out any transaction. Always ensure that you are taking a look at the addresses. Is this address legit? Am I sending money to someone that it's very, very, things are shady, right? Always take a look at your transactions. And then of course you have use secure and reputable platforms. Use secure and reputable platforms. Don't go ahead just using any platform for your trade. Always use platforms that are always use platforms that are popular, that you know that okay, this platform is nice. For example, Bybit. Take a look at Bybit. Okay, Bybit is a great platform. Sometime this year or last year, there was a hack, right? But because Bybit is a platform that, okay, yeah, these guys are reputable, it's a large organization, it did not affect anyone. Then Bybit did not say, oh, because there was a hack, that no one is going to be able to refund or withdraw, just like CBEX did, when at the time they said no one can refund anymore, can withdraw anymore, that you invest $100 so they know you are legit or something. Bybit did not do that. What did they do? They just they reached out to other organizations and other people to help them see how they can charge the money. But in the meantime, Bybit was still functioning. You could still buy your coins. You could still carry out a transfer, your P2P. You could do all of that. Even when you had, I think, how much was the money? I think it was a lot of money, 150. It was 150 million or billion dollars, if I'm not mistaken now. But it was a lot of money, 100 plus. A lot of money, and because of that, there was no news. No one was panicking that, oh, Bybit has crashed. Nobody can reach. No. So you want to ensure that you're using secure and reputable platforms. So because anything that happens, you know that the platform is still going to be quite all right, and it's still going to be great. So that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. But then again, with everything I've said, with the crypto scams, the fact that there are so many things that could go wrong, should you actually look at getting into the space? Because with everything I've said so far, some people might conclude that, okay, this is a space that I should not get into. But that is not the case, because even the federal government of Nigeria has gone ahead to sign this into law, has gone ahead to recognize digital assets, your cryptocurrencies, as what securities. A couple of years ago, or even last year, or maybe at the start of the year, if you had told me that the federal government of Nigeria was at the time going to come in and sign into law the fact that crypto and that cryptocurrencies can be recognized as securities, I would say that's a lie, because the Nigerian government is very, very conservative. But then again, in March this year, we found that was actually not the case, that it was signed into law. And this is to tell you something, that there's actually a future here, because what the government saw was that the different organizations, different countries were already moving with the trend, and we did not want to be left behind. So you can take a look at this. This was the Investment and Securities Act 2025. As soon as you get access to the slides, the materials, just go ahead, click on that link to read up on the full report for you to understand that this is actually a space with a future, and this is the way you should be getting into in the year 2025. That if you don't have a knowledge of sport or forex, then you probably should, right? But how then do you succeed? With everything I've mentioned, with the fact it's not a get-rich-quick scheme and everything, but you want to make profits, right? So how then do you go about that? How then do you make profits? Because if it's all about losses, then what are we even doing here? Right? The thing about crypto, the thing about forex is that everyone actually makes losses. Even the best of the best also make losses. I make losses, but the goal is to ensure that you make profit than losses. And I can tell you for a fact that I make more profit than losses. And that's for the gurus and the people that you see on social media saying, oh, the forex experts. Yeah, everyone makes losses, but the goal is to make more profit than losses. So what is now your strategy to be able to succeed in trading digital assets? How then are we going to help you to succeed in that? For you to also be able to generate a passive stream of income. So you have your 9 to 5, you're going to work, and by the side, something extra is also coming. I don't think anyone would hate that. And of course, moving on, maybe you get to a time where you even want to focus on that. But of course, you have to think about that very, very closely before you make that decision. But having another stream of income is something everyone is open to. So how then can you achieve that? By using the 6-step strategy. With the first thing being the fact that you have to identify the path for you. Do you want to get into forex? Do you want to get into crypto? Do you want to get into spot? They are different things. They are not the same. And that's the reason why you're having this kind of session. That's the reason why we're here, to give you an explanation about both of them, so you are able to make your decision. The very first thing that you need to do, or rather in this case, the second thing that you need to do is that you need to learn the skills. You need to learn the skills. And how do you learn the skills? You need to learn in a structured environment. You don't learn on a Telegram call. No, you don't learn on a WhatsApp call. You learn in a structured environment. And what does a structured environment sound like? What does a structured environment look like? A structured environment is just like what we are doing at the moment. You're on the call, you can see the facilitator. The facilitator is teaching you, sharing their screen, showing you things. You're asking questions. You are learning how to work with the tools. Your sessions are recorded. You have access to your recorded sessions, the materials, all of those on the Google Classroom, where you can get access to. You can go over during your spare time in case you miss a class. You want to learn the right way. Learning how to work with all of the different tools, from your deck screener to your XNest to your trading view, your coin market cap, depending on the part you're looking to get into, right? Because I just mentioned tools for Forex and tools for sports as well. Then the next thing you want to do is to practice. Many people just go ahead, they just download Trust Wallet and start looking for coins to buy. That is not the way to go. You have to practice. Tell me, will you go ahead? Will you go to college and then practice to become a doctor? So you go to medical school, and then you're done with your practice. Are you just going to go into the hospital and start treating immediately? No. You are going to have to do your residency. And what does residency mean? It means that you are practicing. So there's someone there to guide you when you're trying something. You have a supervisor that's telling you, okay, do this, all of those kind of stuff. You are practicing, practice simulations. Then you also have a pilot. You go ahead, you go to flight school, you become a pilot. You don't just leave class and then start flying a plane. No, you have to practice. Practice with no stakes involved, no risks involved. And that's what the practice simulations will do for you. You've learned how to carry out your analysis. You've understood the candlestick patterns. You've understood your fundamental analysis, how to carry out your staking, your yield, all of those things. Then you go ahead to practice. Where it's a low risk environment, you can go ahead to try out what you've learned, whereby if your prediction was wrong, if you got a wrong prediction, you are not going to lose money because you are not using real money. You're going to be using dummy currencies. And of course, if you make a profit, you're also not going to make a profit, okay? Because it's practice simulation. But what that will give you is that we help you practice your skills before you actually go into the market, because now you know what works and what doesn't. And then the next thing you want to do is that you want to be able to you want to ensure that you have what we call trade psychology and your risk mastery. Very, very important. Okay, very, very important. For you to be able to succeed as a Forex analyst or as a sports analyst, there are two things that you need. You need the technical skills, which of course you'll get, and you also need the trade psychology and the risk mastery, where you have things like one-on-one sessions with experts. You want to be able to speak with experts, different from your classes, but you want to be able to speak with experts, have a one-on-one conversation with them, where you're telling them, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. What do you suggest? This is my situation. And you get advice. While we might not be financial advisors, of course, but you want an expert that will be able to tell you, okay, this is what works for me, this is what we know. And of course, at the end of the day, the decision rests with you, right, on what you would like to do. And of course, navigating financial investment, where you want to ensure you have a balanced portfolio. We bring in experts, financial experts, that talk about the different kind of investment that you can go into, from financial experts such as investment bankers to brokers, that tell you the different kinds of investments that you can get into, the way to diversify your income for you, because our goal is to ensure that you are money wise, not just crypto Forex. You want to be financially smart. You want to be money wise. And that's what the navigating financial investment sessions will do for you. You also want to be able to have live trading analysis, which is different from the live trading analysis that you probably know, where you just in a session and looking at someone trade and you don't even know, you're just like clicking whatever the person is clicking. No, you want to be able to share ideas. When you tell the facilitator, okay, the facilitator tells you the reason for their thought process, that this is the reason I'm doing this, this is the reason I'm doing this, and that you also now tell them, oh, this is what I noticed. For example, the facilitator could have seen in the news this morning that the US was going to go into recession, and that if the US goes into recession, then we're going to have a decline in the price of dollar. We're going to have a decline in the price of dollar, and goes ahead to make that prediction that I feel the dollar is going to go down against the euro, all of this kind of stuff, right? That's what they wanted. But you on the call, you also saw something earlier. You saw that the Bank of America was going to increase interest rates. And by increasing interest rates, what that is supposed to do is to counter counter the effects of the recession, and ensure that the dollar does not go down, but rather that it increases in value. And you tell the facilitator, oh, this is what I noticed as well. And based on those two ideas, you come together to figure out, okay, what is the right thing to do? What's the right path that we should take? And then you make a decision. What that will do for you is that you now know how to think as a forex analyst. You now know how to think as a sport analyst. And even when people are not there, when you're looking to carry out trades yourself, you know that you are going to be able to make the right decisions based on the knowledge that you've gotten. Then you also want to have the mentorship. Mentorship, I don't think I need to talk about that a whole lot. You want people that are there to guide you, people that are there to that you can always reach out to, talking about, okay, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? All of this you need to be able to gain your trade psychology and your risk mastery. Very, very important. If you're looking to succeed, these things are very, very important. And then the next thing you want to have is you want to be able to network. You want to be in a community of like-minded individuals. You want to, okay, Favor, I'll take your question at the end of the session, okay? Okay, I'll take your question at the end of the session. So you want to be in a community of like-minded individuals, a community of people that make sense, a community of people, not just in a community where everyone, the only thing people do is to post pictures of their Lamborghini. Or yesterday I bought Lamborghini after I made $10 million in Forex, and no, that is not where you want to be. You want to be, of course, that does not mean that you don't want a Lamborghini, right? But you want to be in a community of like-minded people, people that are also looking to achieve what you're looking to achieve. Because what that will do is that you will come together, you guys will come together to figure out, okay, this is the path we should take, this is what we should do. And not just a community that you go ahead to mute, because it's all just oppression, as they say. No, a community of people that makes a community with people that make sense. Then the portfolio, you have to have a diversified portfolio if you're looking to succeed as a forex analyst or a spot analyst. Putting all of your money in forex, putting all of your money in crypto, putting all of your money in savings, putting all of your money in just one basket is not the right way to go. You don't want to save 100% of your income due to inflation. Saving is not going to make you rich. That's just the truth. Okay, and inflation and all of that will actually lead to a reduction in your income. But that does not mean you should not save. So then what should you be looking at? You could decide that, okay, you know what, I want to save 20% of my money. I want to have like maybe 30% of my money, and then the other 20% will go into my needs and my wants. Then you have maybe 10% of your income going into your retirement account. You want to be planning for retirement, your retirement accounts, and your retirement accounts could be maybe the S&P 500, that's buying stocks, or the Nigerian equivalent. Then maybe another percentage will go into your high yield interest savings account, which you use for planning for emergencies, just in case of emergencies. Then maybe the other 15% will go into your crypto and your forex, which is your other investments, where you can also be making something for the side, where there's a level of risks, but of course you still have a chance of getting profits, right? That's the way to go. And we'll show you how to go about all of this. That's the reason why you have these navigating financial investment sessions that will show you how you can diversify. You have to diversify if you want to succeed as a trader. You have to diversify, because trust me, like I said, everyone makes losses, but the goal is to ensure that you make more profit than losses. And this is the way that you go about it. This is what you have to do. Then you have become an expert. Everything I've mentioned, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is all meant to help you become an expert, to get another stream of income. Everything I've talked about is meant to help you achieve that goal, to get another stream of income. So this is how you succeed as a trader. This is how you succeed as a trader, as a forex analyst, as a sports analyst. Then what about the skills? What are the skills you need? What are the things that you need to know to be a forex analyst? To be a forex analyst, there are certain things that you have to understand. You have to understand forex trading. What is it even? Right, that's the very first thing. And forex trading, for being a forex analyst, what it means is that you are just like a weather forecaster. But just like a weather forecaster will go ahead to carry out scientific experiments to be able to predict the weather, the people you see on the news, they are not weather forecasters, they are newscasters. The weather forecasters are actual scientists that have gone ahead to carry out their experiments, and by using different tools, taking different samples before they go ahead to predict that, oh, it's going to rain tomorrow, it's going to be windy, it's going to be sunny, all of those things. The forex analyst is just like the weather forecaster, but instead of predicting the weather, you are predicting how global currencies are going to move. The forex analyst deals with real currencies, talking about things like your naira, your dollars, your yen, your rupees, talking about, oh, if you what is the euro against the dollar going to look like? What's the naira against the yen going to look like? That is what the forex analyst deals on. And for you to be a forex analyst, not a forex trader, okay, for you to actually be a forex analyst that can trade, so that can make right trades, you need to have understanding of your MT4, MT5, your technical fundamental and sentimental analysis, your candlestick and chart patterns, to your leverage, lot size and spread, your Fibonacci levels, your time frames and confluence, all of those things. This is what you need. And then the tools that you'll be working with that you need to have an understanding of: your MT4 trading view, your MT5, your Mexi Global, your Forex Factory. You also have your XNES as well. These are things you have to understand. You need to know how to use. It's not just the two. Getting into Forex, getting into sports, it's actually a tech skill. When you talk about tech, oh, I'm a tech person, I'm a tech bro, I'm a tech this. There are several skills listed, and these are also listed in there. Getting into the space, that means you're transitioning into tech. So it means that there are tools that you have to understand. Just like a web developer needs to understand how to work with HTML, CSS, your JavaScript, your React, which is a JavaScript library, to your Django, if you're talking about your backend web development, and every other thing. That's why a forex analyst still needs to understand how to work with all of these tools that I've listed. And what's the learning timeline? The learning timeline is for 2 months. You get to have 1 month of learning and 1 month of mentorship. You learn for 1 month, and then you are mentored for an additional 1 month. And then the class times, you have classes on Saturdays and Sundays. On Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and on Sundays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays 11 to 2 and Sundays 3 to 6. That's the learning timeline. And of course, like I mentioned, you have XNES. So to be a spot analyst, what do you need to know? A spot analyst is just like your gold trader. People that sell gold, they are big people that sell gold. And when I say big people, I mean big men that deal in gold. Okay, buy gold bars and all of this kind of stuff. So who is a gold trader? A gold trader is a person that buys gold, takes a look at the market, analyzes when gold based on global events, right? Analyzes when gold is going to reduce in value, and then buys gold at that time. And then when it increases, sells gold to make a profit. That is a spot analyst. But a spot analyst is like a gold trader, but for cryptocurrencies. So a spot analyst goes ahead to analyze the market, carry out several analyses, have a good understanding, and then decides, okay, these are coins that are going to do well, these are the ones that are not going to do well, and goes ahead to make a purchase. For a spot analyst to succeed, there are 3 main key things you need to know. You need to know when to sell coins, you need to know when to buy coins, and you need to know when to hold coins. They are these 3 features very necessary for anyone that's looking to succeed as a sports analyst, and of course, sports crypto, right? What do you need to know? How you can trade on decentralized exchange and of course centralized exchange. What's the difference between the two? You need to understand staking. You need to understand how you can get into yield finance, because there are different ways you can make money in crypto. It's not just by buying and selling. Yeah, buying and selling might be the base, but you also have things like your staking. You have things like your pre-sales, where you buy coins before they are even released to make a profit at the launch date. All of those things are things you have to understand. Then you have your narrative and research, your risk management in trading, very important. Risk management, your risk to reward ratio, how you can trade stocks, because stocks is something that we would also teach you. Stocks, very important. If you're looking to get into the digital space, right? Very important. What are stocks? Stocks are company shares, where you could decide to buy stocks from stocks from a particular company, or shares from a particular, maybe shares from Tesla, shares from Nvidia, shares from Dangote, from Zenith Bank, and you make money from that. Getting into stocks is more like a moderate investment, because the chance of you losing your money, while it is not so high, it is not so low. There's a chance that you're going to lose money. So that's moderate. And of course, the returns is not so high and it's not so low. It could be very high sometimes, but it's usually high over a period of time. Stocks don't give you maximum returns overnight. We get returns, but when you take a look at companies like Nvidia, people that bought Nvidia shares right today, they are millionaires. Nvidia as at 2010, 2009 was selling for, I think it was selling for about $100 or $200. And don't quote me on that. I would have to take a look at the figures again. But at this point, I think Nvidia is now is a $1 trillion company. Okay, so Nvidia had a rise at the start of AI during, I think, 3 4 years. That's when they had that massive increase due to the fact that Nvidia chips are actually using AI models and manufacturing AI models. But that's something else we talk about later on, right? So you want to also know how you can get into stocks, how you can buy stocks from companies, because that's how you still make returns. People that bought Zenith Bank stocks just a couple of months ago, last year, those guys are swimming. And when I say those guys, yeah, I might be a part of them. Just that I don't want to say so much things so people don't start asking for my home address. Okay, they made a lot of money because Zenith Bank did very well last year. Zenith Bank, everyone knows Zenith Bank. They did very, very well last year. So that's what you want to know. You want to have an understanding. How can you buy shares? How can you trade stocks? Trading crypto, what's the difference? And how can you get into that? Then you have the tools you need to learn. From your CoinGecko to your Dex Screener, your Binance, your Bamboo, your Coin Market Cap. These are some of the tools that you have to have an understanding of to succeed as a sports analyst. And then what's the learning timeline? The learning timeline the learning timeline for 2 months as well. You have 1 month of learning and 1 month of mentorship, with the class times being similar. Classes on Saturdays from 11 to 2 p.m. and on Sundays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. West African time. Okay, so moving on. Now, how then do you succeed? I talked about this earlier, that for every Forex analyst, for every Forex trader, every spot trader, for you to succeed in the space, there's something that is very, very important. You have to complete the success equation, as I love to call it. And this is the technical skills plus the trading psychology and the risk mastery. They go hand in hand. You just knowing how to work with Binance, you just knowing how to work with MT4, that is not the only thing that you need to succeed. You also need to have the TPRM. And I talked about this earlier. These two things together, that's what will give you success. And how do you get this? How do you get TPRM, the other 50%? That's by the additional services that we also offer you. So in addition to the technical skills you're going to get, which of course we've taken a look at, other things that you're going to get from the one-on-one session with experts, which I mentioned, the live trading analysis, which I talked about, gave an explanation of what it really means, to navigating financial investment, you being able to speak with finance experts that will guide you on a great way to have a balanced portfolio. Please note, a balanced portfolio is very, very important. For many of us, we still save 100% of our income. That's not the way to go. For many of us, we still put 100% of our money into Forex. That's still not the way to go. For you to put 100% of your money into Forex, there has to be a level you have gotten to. And the 100% of the money is not going to go into Forex. You're going to have some in like your stable coins and all of that, right? But just that you have to have a balanced portfolio. That's it, a balanced, diversified portfolio. So we'll also provide you with that through the market rundown where you've been very busy that week because we also have our 9 to 5s, right? We have to go to work, and you've not been able to really take a look at what's happening in the market. So you don't know what's happening in the market. What we do is that we take a look at the market, and during the session, we'll tell you, okay, this is what's happening. This is the news. This happened on Monday. This happened on Tuesday. And then you can use that to make any decision that you want to make on your spare time on how you can go about if you want to trade or whatever, right? So that's something that we also do for you. And lastly, you have the alumni community. I talked about this earlier. You being in a community that makes sense. A community that makes sense. Very, very important. All of these things put together, plus the technical skills, that's what will give you success. So how can you get all of this? It's simple. All you need to do is to join our next cohort. Our next cohort is going to begin June 7th, which is about next week, Saturday, or 2 weeks from now, if I'm not mistaken. And how do you get to be a part of that? By registering. So the registration at the moment, you can register for either the Forex Analyst Program or the Sports Analyst Program. It's 50,000, but we are currently running a discount for the first 20 persons to register, only for the first 10 persons to register. And what you get is that you get to pay 40,000 instead. And how can you make payments? My colleague is going to send a link to the chat box now. Okay, going to send the link to the chat box, and I'm going to also show you what the what it looks like. So as soon as you click on that link, it's going to take you over to this page. Just share that. Okay, great. So as soon as you click on that link, it will bring you over to this page. And over here, you can go ahead to chat with Clainel. Maybe you're trying to make payment and you're coming across some issues. You can click on this to chat with Clainel, and of course, someone for the backend to help you out. And with this, you can get access to our program brochures for you to have an understanding of everything you're going to be getting from the program from point A to point Z, either in the spot analysis or in the Forex analysis. And then at this point, you can go ahead to click on Visit Store. So once you click on Visit Store, it brings you over to this page where you get to select the program that you're looking to register for, either spot analysis or Forex analysis. So you see, discount is currently running. You can see the price is slashed. So let's say you want to register for the spot analysis program. You click on that and it brings you over here. And then what you do is that you click on secure your seat. Okay, click on secure your seat. So by clicking on secure your seat, it opens this up where you insert your details, your email address, your phone number, and click on proceed. By clicking on proceed, a pop-up would appear. That pop-up would ask you how you want to make payment, if you want to use your card or if you want to use transfer. So you get to make payment, and then the receipt will be sent to you via email. And on that receipt, a link would also be attached telling you to click on that link to complete your registration. So as soon as you have made payment, you get that link to complete your registration. So please ensure that you click on that link, you fill in the form, upload your receipts, fill in the details, and then once you do that, you get a confirmation email from us confirming your payment, in addition to your program kits, which will be sent later on, that will contain every detail you need to be a part of the program. So you can either upload your receipt from the link that will be sent to you via email after you make payments, or you can come back to the Clainel registration hub and click on upload your receipts here, and then go ahead to upload your receipts. So and that's about it. I think I have some questions, and also just in case you would like to speak to an individual, you want to speak with a professional, just before you go ahead, before you go out to, ahead to make payments, you have some questions, some personal questions, or some things that you'd like to clarify, you can go ahead to book how can we help you. So if you take a look at the community, you're going to see a flyer with a link it reads how can we help you on Thursday. So you can select either the 12 p.m. session. You can go ahead, you click on that link and you book. So you have to click on the link to book a session with a professional, either on Thursday by 12 p.m., 3 p.m. or 8 p.m., where you get to jump in and you get to ask any question you have, so we can guide you on selecting the right path for you. Maybe you're confused, should I go for sports or should I go for Forex? So you can click on that link and then you go ahead to make a decision. So you click on the link and we jump on the call with you, and then we'll see how we can assist you. So taking a look at questions, I can see favorites asking, does trade psychology have to do with learning the candlesticks? So yes, learning the candlestick would help you identify patterns for you to know when there's going to be a dip or when there's going to be a rise, right? It helps you be it helps you with those kind of stuff. So it is a part of it, but it's not the main thing, because we often have people that understand candlestick patterns and still don't have any trade psychology and risk mastery. So they're going to go like, oh, don't worry, it's going to go up. And some, because everything is not sure, right? That's the reason why there are different kinds of analysis. Sometimes fundamental analysis will triumph above technical analysis. Sometimes technical analysis will triumph above fundamental analysis, depending on the case. So that's the reason why you need your trade psychology and risk mastery for you to be able to know how to go around these things. Okay, so I see Equere has a question. Equere, I'm going to give you permission to unmute now so you can ask a question. So please go ahead and ask your question, Equere. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Okay, Equere, I saw your hand was raised earlier. Or you don't you have, was that a mistake? Do you have a question or not? Yeah, go ahead, please. I can see you're unmuted. Oh, yeah.
It was a mistake. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so have you been able to register, Equere?
I'm on it.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so yeah, please go ahead to register quickly because, like I said, it's only for the first 20 persons to register. That's who will get the discount. The other person would have to pay the full amount. So with this, thank you everyone. Book a session if you want to speak with a professional one-on-one. You can go ahead to do that. Okay, and something you can also do just in case you want to speak to someone, but you want to ensure you're part of the discount. So you can go ahead to make payments now, and after you've made payments, then you book that session. So we help you decide on if you want to go for spot analysis or forex analysis. Then later on, you can then fill the form. So that's something that you can also do, just so you get the discount and you don't wait till Thursday. When you wait till Thursday, you see the discount is over and you have to pay the full amount. So thank you, everyone. I really enjoyed my time, and I believe that you we did so as well. If you have any issues, please let us know in the community, and we'll see how we can help you out. So I see you next time. Do take care, everyone. Cheers.